I miss East March, but the hunting here is so much better.
There was some kind of cult, they say, right beneath the king's castle. Called them the Bad Man's Hollows.
Silver Dawn is lost, but I swear to make the pack pay. Careful, friend. Argent Mine has been overrun. I barely made it out alive. Murder and mayhem, that's what happened here. It was the Magnar pack. They attacked us, decimated the Silver Dawn. I think I'm the last of the Order left alive. The pack needs to pay for this outrage. I want them all dead. The Silver Dawn is a sacred order of werewolf hunters. The Magnar pack are werewolves. They attacked our stronghold in the Argent Mine. I barely escaped, but I had to leave our sacred banner behind. Without it, the Order can't rise again. If you really plan to recover our banner, you must be on your guard in the mine. Not only are the werewolves cunning and fast, but the Order placed traps throughout the mine to protect it. Our founder, Adeliza Silveraxe, crafted the banner to honor her beloved son, who was turned into a werewolf. Forced to kill him, she weaved her tears and blood into the banner, and each commander since has added a drop of blood to this sacred flag. It's done as part of a ritual. They fast for 3 days and meditate before the banner. They see visions of Adeliza Silveraxe. She made it our sacred duty to rid the world of the curse of werewolves. I am honored to be part of the Order. I will find other members of our Order, if they still survive. If not, I will recruit new members. Either way, we will rebuild. The banner will serve to rally us. I won't let Magnar and his mangy beasts win the day. I simply won't allow it. We had precious little warning that the pack was coming, but it was enough. We set up traps to slow or even kill the invaders. Rock falls, spikes, bear traps, that sort of thing. Tread carefully in there. You're back. Tell me, were you able to recover our sacred banner? By the Eight! You have given me a sliver of hope on a very dark day. The Order of the Silver Dawn will rebuild and continue the mission given to us by Adeliza Silveraxe so many years ago. Thank you for all you have done. The Order of the Silver Dawn will survive. We will one day rid the world of these murderous werewolves. On this, you have my word. First things first. I'll wait to see if any members of the Order return from missions. Then we'll establish a new base of operations and rally new members to our sacred banner. The Order of the Silver Dawn will survive. The world needs us. We must select a new leader. After that, it will be up to that person to decide how best we should proceed. Adeliza founded our order in this place. But now that the werewolves have discovered it, perhaps it would be best to just leave it to them.
You need not speak. I feel a great cleansing has occurred. The wild is free of corruption, for a time. Actually, it might just be me. I had some really good bread, and that always makes me sleepy. Were you successful? You have done well, but we can ill afford complacency. More corruption will come to threaten the wild. I know it. We must be prepared. I will remain here unless they stop serving this bread. Farewell.
Thank Trinimac, you're back. Got another crisis for you. Interested? I've received some troubling reports about worm cult activity in Wrothgar. If the worms are here, the king wants them eradicated. I've already consulted with the Redguard priest, Liliame. She says the cultists are trying to summon something. A beast called Zondananaz, the Reborn. That name is well earned. He just won't stay dead. The worms have built a series of obelisks on the frontier. Examine these pillars and kill any cultists you find. Talk to Liliame if you need some guidance. These cultists must be taught that Wrothgar is off-limits. Once you've crushed their operation, check in with Liliame. Her order will reward you for the effort. The King's business. I serve the throne on matters of civic policy and urban development. When one of our citizens has a problem that threatens the public good, they come to me.
The worm cult threatens to sweep over Wrothgar like an ill wind, bearing horror, disease, and death. You must face the storm and call down the thunder. Good. I welcome any assistance you might provide. Molokbal's minions must be stopped. The cultists conduct their foul rites near ancient obelisks scattered throughout Wrothgar. The obelisk's origins are a mystery to me, shrouded by Molokbal's sorcery. What matters is they value these pillars, mar the stones, and disrupt the rituals. If only such a thing were possible. Zondananaz is immortal. We can only hope that by destroying his physical form, we will break the worm cult's hold on Wrothgar for a time. This could set them back days, weeks, perhaps years. It is difficult to say.
Yes, you wish to buy me a drink? No, you aren't entitled to waste my time. Now, fetch me a mulled claret. If I knew what you meant, which I assure you I do not, I would find no amusement in your brazen approach. You think any fence in Wrothgar will purchase King Kurog's favorite flagon? And best of luck selling that ugly lump of pewter beyond these lands. It seems we're stuck with each other. I'll offer you the same deal I made a Golas. No more. I'll need to inspect the mug. Once I know it's authentic, we'll have an agreement. And yes, I can inspect it here. Everyone is besotted enough they won't notice. Fine, fine. Come back when you realize I'm your only chance to turn a profit.
I ain't complaining and I ain't asking questions. I'm just glad I finally got paid.
I imagined Wrothgar would be like the desert at night, but I could not have imagined a cold such as this. Then the bandits gave their answer. Heartless dogs. They were knights once. When the Lion Guard marches, they'll receive an honorable death.
Isn't this place grand? And they were happy to have a researcher of my caliber join their staff. Feel free to look around. We have some lovely displays coming together downstairs that show the width and breadth of Orsimer history. Oh, they are wonderfully splendid. Such exquisite relics. I'm still consulting with a few experts about the etchings, but the items are definitely related to a dragon priest and his followers. You've done me a great favor, friend. I plan to continue to study these relics and ascertain why the Nords built a tomb in Wrothgar. I'll conduct proper scholarly research, not that popular claptrap that Narcissus Dren had me write. And never fear, you will receive the credit you deserve.
Stay away from the bars. The Khajiit's claws aren't filed down. If you lose an eye, it's your own fault. She knows. They tell me enough. There's a place in town called the King's Corner Club. The guard arrested her for stealing from there. Something that belongs to the king. That's all I know. No idea. Some of King Kurog's favorite things are inside that club. Between you and I, the guard wants to keep this quiet until they find out whatever it is. If the king doesn't notice it's missing, there's no problem. A witness reported her to the guard, saw her take the object before heading to the privy. She could have hidden it then. Eventually, she'll tell us where it is. Until then, she stays in here. I don't know, some elf. I have prisoners to watch. Be on your way or join her in the cell.
Poor Zabani. Why will none believe that the Gola stole from the king, not her? Oh? What did you find? Do not keep Zabani suspended. Shh! Not so loud. If you found my note, you know Agolas betrayed me. I didn't deserve the blame for his plan. I didn't want to touch that ugly thing. Agolas should rot for what he did to me. Oh? Well, he'd be alive if he hadn't tried to frame me. The whole thing was his idea. I can make it worth your while. If you place the blame on Agolas, he'll let me go. Then I'll collect my emergency funds, meet you at the Greedy Cat, and pay you for the note and your silence. Think about it.
Keep away from the Khajiit. If I see you pass her anything, you'll end up in your own cell. Oh? What information? I knew it! Her story never fit together quite like it should. I'll make sure that mug gets back to the guard. Anything else you need? I think the guard can manage a reward. Here you go. Compliments of the king.
We didn't come for a ceremony business. Just here to see Kurog.
I meant no offense, Chief Barzrag. I only seek to spread Trinimak's good words.
Again with these Trinimak lies. Let me show you what Malakat thinks of your stupid words.
Your anger is uncalled for, clan chiefs. Please excuse us, Solgra. I see our champion has returned.
They pulled you into their madness? How disappointing.
Get out of my face, outsider. You helped Bazrog, so I'm not inclined to knock out your teeth right now, but that could change at any moment.
I may be grateful for the help you provided me earlier, but you aren't one of us. For your own good, stay out of this. Kurog will be the death of you, mark my words.
You're one of Kurog's pet outsiders, aren't you? Kurog has always had strange ideas, but I think he was drunk when he invited you here. From what I've seen, that's how he makes all his important decisions.
As you can see, the clan chiefs can be a contentious lot. They oppose King Kurog at every turn, especially on matters of faith. But tell me, was Kurog successful? Did you defeat the Winterborn warlord? I knew you'd be able to help Kurog in his mission. Perhaps now the other clans will see that Kurog is destined to lead us all. Once all the clans unite, just imagine the power we will wield. The king sent for them. They are a few of the more vocal opponents to my son's plans, and they refuse to bend their knees to him. They are blinded by centuries of custom and tradition. They refuse to see the glory that King Kurog wants to bestow upon us all. Instead, they stick their heads in the mud like a frightened Argonian and pretend that the old ways are so much better. My son wants to free us from the traditions that hold us back. They mire us in outdated notions and restrictions. We need to become a modern society if we want the other kingdoms to respect us, to take us seriously. King Kurog will make that happen.
Excellent! Everyone's here! The time has come! Swear allegiance to me! Orsinium will prosper once the clans unite under my rule.
This again, Kurog? Why should we submit to you this time?
Behold! I wield the Blade of Iceheart. With the help of outsiders, I have vanquished our greatest foe and retrieved the stolen supplies. The chiefs could not stop the Winterborn. Only I have accomplished that.
You asked much, Kurog. To turn away from Malakath. To abandon our most cherished customs.
Basrog, my old friend. Your outdated ideas will be the death of me.
Don't tempt us, Kurog. Our traditions won't bend to the will of an idiot chief who decides to call himself
King! Idiot! Chief! I am your king. You would all do well to remember that. Now get out of my sight!
You embark on a dangerous path, Kurog. We won't forget this.
Treasonous bastards! I just saved their ungrateful arses, and this is the thanks I get? I even showed them Iceheart's sword! How can I create a united nation when the chiefs refuse to accept my rule? More often than not, yes. There's always some fool who wants to quote the Code of Malakath or insult my honor. It infuriates me! How can we build a respectable kingdom when we can't even abandon our most ridiculous superstitions? Targak, it was all I could do not to kill all three of those troll lovers. Let Basrog and Dular think about what happened. I only hope they can set aside old traditions and accept the future I envision. Their support would make things much easier. For now, no. Go explore Wrothgar and get to know this great city. Enjoy yourself. When you're ready for a new challenge, find me at my private tavern in the city. I'm sure I'll have something that requires your specific skill set by then. Go on, see the wonders of Wrothgar. I'll be at my private corner club when you're ready for a new challenge. Just don't get yourself killed. I still have plans for you.
I pray to Trinimac that the chiefs will learn from this experience, but I fear that their stubbornness won't be set aside so easily. But I wanted to thank you. You helped my son, and I appreciate that. Go in peace until he needs you again. The Orcs smell, the Nords are rude, and the Bretons... Gods, don't start.
excuse me. Remember me? From the Winterborn ambush? The caravan? Hey, I'm talking to you! Sorry for shouting at you. It must be this city. Makes me want to walk fast and speak loudly. Oh, you must remember me. The caravan? The Winterborn ambush? Thanks again for helping us with that. Well, not me exactly. I came to Wrothgar to elevate my status, and here I am running errands for the orcs. Somewhat ignoble, but what can I say? Anyway, your assistance against the Winterborn and in recovering their supplies hasn't gone unnoticed.
I drank just the right amount.
The king himself has requested your presence at his private tavern here in Orsinium. You must have made quite an impression. You'll have to share your secrets with me sometime. Perhaps you'll be so kind as to put in a good word about me with the king. I'd so enjoy an invitation to his corner club.
Try the iceberry ale. It's delicious. I love this place. Back at the keep, I'm always being pulled in a dozen directions. Fighting over here, debating over there, gives me a headache. But here, I can just eat and drink until I pass out. Took you long enough to show up. I could have you flogged for that. Ha ha ha! That look on your face! Priceless! But I'm just yanking your tusk. I usually never have anyone flogged for a first offense. It's a good thing I like you, because the last person who asked me these sorts of questions had the curiosity beaten out of him. But I don't want to fight with you. That's not why I called you here. Are you ready to listen? You helped Chief Bosrog. You fought at my side as we defeated Iceheart and his Winterborn warriors. In short, you impress me. People who impress me either turn out to be a help or a hindrance to my plans. Do you understand what I'm saying? Let me speak plainly. You could pose a threat to me, but I prefer to consider you an ally. Share a few drinks, like we're doing now. I could use someone like you. Someone to deal with problems that require a more personal touch. Clan chief problems. There are still stubborn chiefs out there who don't agree with my vision, who don't want to see our people united. They're stuck in the old ways, ways that have failed our people time and time again. It's time to change that. You made an impression on Bosrog. Whether he likes it or not, he owes you for helping the clans. The other chiefs respect Bosrog. We can use this whole situation to our advantage. Get them to listen to matters they would normally refuse to hear. For now, nothing. Relax, have a drink. Enjoy all the pleasantries that Roxanne and her fine establishment have to offer. But when I need you, I expect you to be ready and willing to get the job done. Oh, what are those two doing here? Damn it! You two always show up and ruin my fun!
Oh, I have not even begun to ruin your fun, my king. But let's leave the pleasantries for later. We have an urgent situation to report.
I can never tell when you're joking. Fine. What's so important?
The Trinimac Temple has been attacked, my beloved. Malakath devotees have barricaded the doors and taken the priests as hostages.
These fanatics dare to attack my city? My people? I'll deal with them personally.
You will do no such thing, my son. After what happened in the throne room, this is undoubtedly a trap.
I won't sit by while they attack my city!
This problem requires a personal solution, and I have a perfect idea. Outsider, let us talk.
Damn Malakath fanatics! To attack a sacred temple! It's unthinkable! My beloved must be beside himself. To think these cowards would attack innocents at prayer. If King Kurog demands it, I would comfort my beloved with the blood of these fanatics.
Best not keep my mother waiting. Go, speak to her. Let's see if her plan sounds better than mine.
My son's bravery borders on stupidity. He would run off and stumble blindly into their trap without the slightest regard for his safety. We must not allow that to happen. Oh, child, I always have a better idea. My son's rage makes it difficult for him to see clearly. His instinct is to charge every problem straight on and beat it into submission. His enemies know this and often use it against him. Basrag and the other clan chiefs know King Kurog all too well. They expect him to attack and kill the heretics, just as the heretics will kill the hostages. Innocent lives will be lost and blame will fall squarely on Kurog's shoulders. You are an outsider with connections to Orsinium that are tenuous at best. Enter the temple and rescue our people. If you succeed, you save innocent lives at the king's request. If you fail, well, at least the king won't be blamed.
Everyone, clear the streets and go home. Let the king's soldiers deal with this.
Fear grips my heart.
Back away, citizen. We have enough to deal with as it is. The soldiers can't do their job with all you civilians getting underfoot. Just because you carry a weapon doesn't mean you know how to use it. And as you can see, I already have more amateur warriors volunteering to help than I can handle. Why don't you just stand back and leave this to the professionals? Right, and I'm High King Emmerich's long-lost brother. I know what you're trying to do. You're playing a dangerous game, outsider. I hope you realize that. Very well, I'll check with the Forge Mother. But if you've lied to me, I'll hunt you down, toss you in a cell, and throw away the key! I think there's a back entrance up the stairs near the Mages Guild. I sent soldiers to find it.
The king sent you here to rescue the hostages, didn't he? Of course he did. That's why they recruited heroes after all, am I right? Listen, I have a plan. It's brilliant. Wanna hear it? See those hawkers behind me? Don't look. Anyway, they've been acting suspiciously. Standing around, making shifty eyes, showing odd hand gestures to passers-by. I've read enough investigator Vale books to recognize criminal behavior when I see it. You never read Investigator Vale? The book's about the brilliant scholar who travels the world and solves crimes? She doesn't use magic or weapons. Just her charm and her wits and... Look, I'll lend you a copy later, but we need to focus here. Isn't it obvious? Look at their evil demeanor. The villainous whispering. I bet if we rattle them, they'll run off and lead us right to the hostages. Watch. I'll just let loose an arrow. That should put the fear of Ifray into the survivor. Really? I mean, yes! I knew I liked you for a reason. Once the other one starts to run, don't let him out of your sight. He should lead you right to the hostages. On my mark. Stop, you! Thief! And there goes the other one! Get him!
Hey, I was walking here.
Run into me again and I'll knock your teeth out!
Watch where you're going, you idiot!
I never knew.
I have a good mind to throw a lightning bolt at you.
Defend the temple!
Thank Trinimac you're here. Someone has to save my fellow priests inside the temple. Please, I need your help. The priests inside the temple are at the mercy of these fanatics. Please, I think they want to kill my brothers and sisters in Trinimac. Malakath fanatics. They burst into the temple and began rounding up my fellow priests. They spat at us and shouted that we were betraying our race. They said that Chief Bazrag sent them to punish us for opposing the true god of the orcs. They made such a commotion when they barged in. I spotted them from the upper balcony and slipped out the back door. I was about to go find help when more of those ruffians surrounded me. I thought I was finished, and then you showed up. They invoke the chief's name, saying he seeks revenge against the king and any who follow the false god. I've known Chief Bazrag to be a hard man, but never a cruel man, never a murderer. What has the king done to anger him so? I see. I respect the king and all that he stands for, but his temper, it has gotten us into trouble more times than I care to remember. If it's vengeance Bazrag seeks, then the king will be responsible for the deaths of the temple priests. My fellow priests were still alive when I slipped out of the temple, but the tension in the air, I'm afraid violence is inevitable. They set up patrols inside the temple, watching for Kurag and his soldiers. If one of them spots you in there... They're holding the priests captive in the rectory. If one of the torchbearers spots you and reaches the rectory, you won't be able to save them. Avoid the torchbearers at all costs, or at least strike them down before they can sound a warning. Take this key. It will unlock the temple's rear entrance. Once inside, you'll need to find the key to the rectory, where they're holding my fellow priests. The fanatic who gives the orders, their commander, he probably has the key to the rectory. May the luck of Trinimac be with you. I'll inform the guards and try to send more help your way.